Tell us a typical scenario. What, you'll have a contract. How does it work exactly?
What usually happens is my clients will give me a projection of what they need through the year. So if they need 10, 20 tons, they'll tell me that. What I'll then do as a farmer and exporter, I'll go buy the seeds, buy all the farm inputs, and grow this particular crop. Once I've already grown the crop, and it's already based on the promises of my clients to buy these same products, they might end up canceling some of the orders or reducing some of the orders, which usually happens.
So what does happen? How much notice do they give you?
Most of the time, probably a day, 2 days.
You'll receive an email in your inbox. What does it say?
Most of the time it will go something like, okay, we are sorry to inform you that we may not be able to take the usual 10 tons, but we need 7 tons. We regret any losses or inconvenience caused by this action. And that's it.
No offer of compensation?
Absolutely none.
So what do you do?
Most of the time I'll sell it in the local market, and if I cannot do that, I'll just dump it.
What do you mean by dump it exactly?
By dumping, I'll give it to livestock farmers, or I'll basically give it to a children's home, a charity.
You were talking about the inputs.
Yes. We import our fertilizer, we import our pesticides, herbicides, and basically the things I need to grow these particular products to the standards of the European markets. By the time you get to the harvest point, you've already put so much into the product. You've already invested in fertilizer, you've already invested in the farm workers, you've already invested in transport. So that it basically culminates into a loss and wastage of food, which is quite sad, actually.
You say it results in a waste of food. What specifically happens that causes you to waste the food?
It depends on if it's based on aesthetics, because sometimes what happens, like I mentioned earlier with the snow peas and sugar snaps, the minute they develop black spots on them, they become rejects. With the fine beans, for instance, when they are too big, or they show like there's seed in them, or they're curved, when they're not straight, but they become a bit curved, they become rejects. So I have to get rid of all that. I cannot then export this particular crop.
What would you say to European public?
Sit down as grown-ups or business community and come up with these standards, where you sit down as adults and say, we are not taking a bin that is crooked. Doesn't make any sense to me, really. It's like a spoilt brat, like I said. Sorry, my heavy language, but that's exactly what I think this is.